How are you? God bless you. Hi, I'm Eti Adeneko, and I bring you greetings from my beloved Queen, Queen Oluwatoyin Adeneko. Together, we're the founders of Happy Marriage Institute. And today, I want to speak to you as a married man. Let's talk man to man concerning something that's very important uh, about our marriages and every aspect of our lives. The most important person to you as a married man is your wife. Why? Because once you got married, you became one with your wife. The oneness began from the day that you got married. And I just finished a video talking to married women on this aspect of life. And I titled it, The Greatest Thing That Your Husband Needs from You. So now I want to talk to us, married men, on the same topic. The greatest thing that your wife needs from you. Of course, it's been said oftentimes that women like money. And it's good that women like money. But see, money is not the greatest need of a woman from a husband. Women like sex, of course, not as women do. We like sex and we need sex more than them. So that shows that sex is not the greatest need of a woman. And there are other things that women need. Many people have also talked about the fact that attention is the greatest need of a woman. Yeah, it might be true to some extent, but there is something higher than that. The greatest thing that a woman needs from a man is in one way or the other the greatest thing that a man also needs from a woman. The difference is in the aspect of it that each of us needs. You see, the body feature of a man is about the same body feature physically of a woman, except two things: the breast and the vagina, the breast and the penis. So those are the things that make the difference, basically, physically speaking. Then internally, there are also some little changes, but every other thing aside that is basically the same. So our needs are similar, but the areas of those needs are different. If for any reason you have had a reason to complain about your wife, or to be unhappy with your wife, or to ever think that, oh, you needed to change the woman, or you needed someone else apart from her. If for any reason you have ever thought of cheating on your wife, whether it actually happened or it's just stopped at the thinking stage, then you need to listen to this. If you want to have a happier marriage, you want to have a more successful marriage, and you want your children to be happy both today and in the future, you want your children to look back and thank you for being their father and bless you for being their father, then you need to listen attentively to this, because everything that happens to your wife is going to affect your children in one way or the other. Whether the children are living with her or they are not living with her. Whether you live with your wife or you don't live with your wife. Whether you separate from her or you don't separate from her. Whatever affects your wife will affect your children. So, this lecture is very important. The greatest thing that your wife needs from you is in one word. I call it assistance. I call it assistance. Assistance means giving help, giving aid, and giving support to somebody that helps the person to be able to do what he or she wants to do. Our wives needs our assistance in different aspects. Just like we need the assistance. You want your wife to be there for you where and when you cannot be there for yourself. The same way your wife needs you to be there for her where and when she cannot be there for herself. Everything that we complain about concerning women as married men, in one way or the other, to a very great extent, is our fault. And I'm going to make it known to you. I'm going to prove it to you. You need to support your wife. Anything that you have seen in her and about her that you are not pleased about is giving you a notification of something that you need to pay attention to and that you need to do something about. The areas where she is in need of your support. So think of that thing that you are not happy with your wife about. That is one of the areas where she needs your support. And I'm going to tell you how she needs your support and where you're going to be of support to her. When we got married, our wives were called brides, while we were called bridegroom. What does it mean to call someone a bridegroom? That means someone that grooms the bride. That means our job, the first responsibility that we have as husbands in marriage is to groom our wife. And I'm going to talk about, from the dictionary meaning, about 3 to 4 things that is described as the meaning of the word groom. In short, grooming means training. It means developing. It means building somebody to a particular level or to a particular taste. So, in one sentence, we can say our jobs as husband is to train our wives, to build our wives, to develop our wives to our taste. Oh, you don't like the way she's tying wrapper around her body? Then train her to your taste. Let her know what you want. That way, you are giving her the support in the area of training, in the area of knowledge. Oh, don't you know that you're supposed to do this? Didn't they teach you from your mother's house? Didn't they teach you from where you are coming from? Don't you learn anything before you left your mother's house? Oh, maybe that's true. You saw her before you married her. So, it is your job to groom her to the way you want her to be. And if you're going to groom somebody, you will be patient. And of course, sometimes you have to be hard, but at the same time, you've got to be soft. Be soft more times than you are hard, so that it will make the grooming to work better. So, in short, we are meant to train our wives to our taste, to become exactly the way we want them to be. You want your wife to become supportive financially. You first need to support her by establishing a business for her, or by supporting a career in such a way that she can climb to the higher ladder of that career, and she can be making money. You can't be blaming a woman for not being financially supportive when you have not provided the means by which she is going to be making the money that will help her to be financially supportive to you. Do you understand what I'm talking about? So, if there is anything you're complaining about your wife for, you can trace it back to yourself as being the one at fault, because it is your job to retrain her beyond the training that her parents have given to her and beyond the training that she has acquired in school. Nobody knew you when they were training her, when they were giving birth to her. Nobody knew your heart, and nobody perfectly knew your taste. So now that you have gotten married to her, you've got to train her to your taste. You've got to groom her to your taste. Now, we are bridegroom. We are meant to groom our wives. What does it mean? Again, to groom. Let me read from dictionary.com. Dictionary.com has about 10 meanings of the word groom, and I'm going to be talking about the fifth, sixth, seventh, and the eighth meaning. It says to groom means to tend carefully as to person and dress, to make neat or tidy. Your wife needs to be carefully tended, to be cleansed, to be tidied up. Of course, there are some things you don't like about her. That is where your job of grooming comes in. That is where my job of grooming comes in. So we need to cleanse them up. We need to clean them up in the areas where we feel that they are not clean enough, where they are a little bit dirty. Let me read the verb aspect of that. It says to make or keep clean and tidy. So clean up your wife. The Bible says we should help our wife just like Jesus up the church in such a way that is presenting it to himself without wrinkle. So it's talking about we cleaning up our wives. So anything that you are not pleased about concerning your wife, it means it needs cleaning. You need to do something about it. In a gentle way, clean her up. In a gentle way, help her to become better. In a gentle way, help her to improve. In a gentle way, support her in such a way that she now becomes better in that area and she's now beginning to make you happy. You are the one that know what is not clean enough concerning her character, concerning the way she speaks, the way she thinks. She thinks low. Yes, upgrade the thinking by enrolling now for some training. Do you understand me now? She thinks too high. Help her to be able to think in a normal way based on your desire, but without limiting our destiny and our reach and an ability to succeed in life. Our work is to support our wives to become what they are meant to be. And that's another thing. A lot of married women got married and they forgot their visions, they forgot their dreams because they were under their husbands, giving birth and training their children. That woman had some dreams before she got married to you. One of your jobs as a man is to assist her to achieve the dreams. You see, before we got married, my queen wanted to be a fashion designer. We got married while she was still in the university. So the responsibility of paying our school fees fell on me. That is one of our jobs as married men, especially those of us who got married to our wives while they were still students. You have the responsibility to sponsor her till she finishes and to the level where she wants to study. and to the level where she wants to study to. Except if her parents say, oh, they want to sponsor their child till she finishes her education, even while she's married, then you are excused. Otherwise, it is your job to help her and support her to achieve that aspect of her dream. I also helped her to get trained in fashion designing. She was going to school, so I hired the best and leading fashion designer in our area to train her. And we had an agreement, and she was trained privately. Today, she's one of the best fashion designers, and she's the one that sews almost all my clothes. Every native I wear, she sews them. You see, I invested yesterday. She's sewing for me free of charge, except once in a while that she wants to do like a woman that loves money. And she collect money from me. Okay, so it is our job to support the dreams of our wives. Don't let your wife just be there and they are unable to become what they wanted to be. Support her by giving her the necessary push up and necessary assistance and necessary aid that she needs to fulfill her dreams. So sit your wife down, ask her, what do you want to be in life? There are so many times that I sat my wife down, I still do it till tomorrow. What next do you want to achieve? What are your dreams? What are your visions? What are your talent and everything? We work together, we talk together, we decide together, and then we plan together. We go ahead to execute. Then we come back after some time to review. Of course, it may not be easy sometimes, but this is another me. We became one the day we got married. So you've got to keep grooming and keep cleaning until she becomes what she wants to be and until she becomes the kind of taste that you want. What does it also mean to groom? And this is very important. It means to prepare for a specific use. What's the usefulness of your wife? She's going to be a wife. She's going to be a helpmate for you. She's going to be your assistant. She's going to be the mother of your children. You've got to prepare her for the usefulness. So, if she needs training, enroll her for training. Buy her books that is going to help her to know how to support her husband, how to assist her husband. Don't tell me that she doesn't like reading books, she would not read. What about if you give her incentives? Oh, if you can finish this book within the next 2 weeks, I'm going to give you so amount of money. Oh, you check, do that, try it, and see whether she's not going to finish the book. She will even be able to tell you the content of the book more than the author. So we need to give them incentives. We need to support them that way. She doesn't know how to take care of children. She doesn't know how to cook. What about if you buy her books on how to take care of children or how to cook? What about if you employ a chef who is going to train her? What about if you connect her to certain people? What about if you register for online training? Oh, she doesn't speak good English. Oh, there are teachers you can pay that are going to teach her, whether online or offline. So you need to prepare her for the usefulness as a wife. How do you want her to be useful for you? You need to prepare her for it by giving her the necessary support that will help her to become as useful as you want. She talks too much. She was created like that. So you need to groom her to be talking sensitively and to be talking the right kind of talks at the right kind of time in the right kind of way. What does it also mean to groom? It also means to prepare for a position. Prepare your wife for the position of a wife. Yes. A lot of us, we only complain. We don't prepare our wives for what we are complaining about. You go out to see other women, and then you like the way they dress, you like the way they talk, you like the way they act. Somebody invested in those other women for them to be able to dress like that, talk like that, walk like that, and even think like that. Prepare your own wife for the position that you want her to occupy in your life. Instead of you going out to invest in other girls or other ladies, why don't you invest all of those things? The time, the money, and the appreciation and other things into your wife. You see, married women have consulted me that are extremely beautiful, extremely intelligent, and I look at it. Ah, how could someone look at you and think that you're not beautiful enough and be going after someone else? Of course, they have their own faults, but their fault many times are traceable to us. They are traceable to our own fault. And that's why I'm talking to you. By God's grace, I've spoken with, trained, helped, and consulted for men and women from about 40 nations around the world in Happy Marriage Institute and the King's People Connection. So, I know what I'm talking about. And I'm talking to you also as a married man who is enjoying his wife and enjoying his marriage. So I'm talking to you about what I do, what I practice. And beyond that, the people I've talked to, the people I've helped, the people I've trained, from young women to older women. So when I tell you something, I know that this is it. It's from research and from personal experience and from work that I've done with people. You need to prepare your wife for the position of a wife. And then, what kind of a wife do you want her to be? Prepare her for it. You want her to speak good English? Enroll her for training. You want her to become a better person? Enroll her for training. Employ someone that is going to help her to become what you want her to be and make the payment. Oh, you don't have enough to handle the financial requirement of that, then there are other ways you can. Oh, you complain about that shape. Why don't you enroll her for a gym or walk with her every morning and do exercise? Some time ago, my queen wanted to enroll in a particular gym, and I went there with her the first day. I made the payment. I looked at the environment. I asked questions. And then after some times, I also bought some equipment online and they brought them home for her to be using. I even like the way she is. She's the one that complained about certain things. And I've told her, no, don't reduce beyond this level, even if you want to reduce. So, those are some of the things we need to do. I'm not a perfect husband. She's not a perfect wife. We have our problems, we have our challenges, we have our issues, but we must support each other despite whatever is not going smooth in our lives and in our marriages. And then within a short while, you discover that things that were not smooth begin to become smooth. They begin to become better. And then we begin to enjoy each other in a better way. What does it mean to groom? Let me give you one more. It means to, okay, it means to train or prepare for a particular task, occupation. That is similar to what we have been doing. You want her to be a good mother, prepare her for it, train her for it, and then pay people to come and train her. That's why you are the husband. That's why you are the head. That's why you are the man. You know what you want. You let her know it also, and then you help her to get the necessary skills that is going to make her to be able to function at that level. That's what we do as married men. That is our job. Don't just be complaining about your wife. Don't just be saying all the things that she's not doing. What about the ones that she's doing? And that's one of the things we need to do. We need to appreciate our wives. That's one of the areas by which, that's one of the areas in which we need to support them. Appreciate her. Talk good about her. Say good things about her hair. Say good things about her look. Sometimes ago we had married training from married men, and it was titled Transform Your Wife. We did it immediately after we did the marriage training for married women, which was titled Transform Your Husband. I was so happy by the testimonies that I received from the women. Then, as a result of the changes in them, their husband joined the training. So many of them. That time we had over 100 new married men that joined our platform. And I was able to train all of them by God's grace. We worked together. And so many of them, they followed the instruction. They did what we told them. Their eyes were open. And they began to make their wives to become happier. Some of their wives were sharing testimonies with me. Some of their wives were sharing testimonies with me. And I was very happy. You see, we also need training. Don't think that you don't need anybody to teach you. You don't know everything. I don't know everything. So we need to keep getting better knowledge that is going to make us to have better marriage. Why? Because we're going to become better husbands, and we'll be able to invest in our wives and make them better women, better wives, better mother. If we're going to be doing all of this, you and I will discover that our wives will become more supportive of us. Why? Because we have first supported them. Our wives will become more useful to us. Why? Because we have groomed them, we have prepared them, we have trained them. Please don't be defensive. Just like I told the married women that they should not be defensive, I'm telling you also, don't be defensive. Think about all these things. Take steps on them. Do something about them. Make the move that is going to make you to have a better woman as your husband, a woman you look at and you are happy to have as your wife. It takes your investment. It takes your grooming. It takes your assistance. Let me give you one last thing. To groom means to win the confidence of somebody. You've got to talk to your wife in a nice way, in a lovely way, in an affectionate way, and in an encouraging way for you to win her confidence. Don't just tell her to come and then you want to have sex and then you do whatever you want and you forget about her feelings. No. Think about her also. That way you are assisting her. Ask her, how do you want you? Ask her, how do you want me to do it? Where do you want me to touch in your body? How do you want me to touch it? We should not be in a hurry all the time. These women have feelings. We need to consider their feelings. Win her confidence by encouraging her, saying sweet things to her, comforting her, and making her happy as much as she needs. Not as much as you want, not just as much as you can, but as much as she needs. That way, we are assisting our wives to become a better assistance to us. And don't forget, give her money, make her happy. Money make women happy. Even if she's earning more than you do, and she has all the money in the world, she still wants your whole money. That's also a way of assisting her and making her happy. I bring you greetings again from my beloved Queen, Queen Oluwatoyin Adeneko. Together with the founders of Happy Marriage Institute, visit our website www.happymarriageinstitute.com. Give us a call or send us a WhatsApp message to +234 7030371153. Let us know in what areas we can be of further help to you. I love you. Greet your wife for me. God bless you.